Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look I'm wearing right here. In my July favorites video, I talked about a lot of newer products that I've purchased over the last couple of months, and I had a few requests to do a tutorial using a lot of those products. So I kind of took out all of the drugstore products from my July favorites, and I've put in a few other drugstore products, so this is actually an all drugstore makeup look. And I feel like this is the perfect look to kind of transition from the end of summer now into the beginning of fall. Fall time is probably my most favorite time of year, mainly because my birthday is about 2 or 3 weeks away. I will be 37 on the 2nd of September. I'm getting old. But the main star of this tutorial is the NYX Cosmetics Avant Pop Nouveau Chic palette. I had said in my July favorites, this is probably one of the most beautiful, one of my most favorite palettes that I have purchased recently. I don't think I didn't use any other eyeshadows besides this palette. But this makeup look is very, very simple. I only used maybe 3 or 4, I think 3 shades in this palette. I used this in the crease. I think I used this for my transition shade. This in my crease, this to darken up the outer V area, and then this on the inner third of my lid. I love this palette. Alright guys, I'm going to stop talking. If you want to see this summer transition to fall makeup look, then just keep watching.
Okay, so epic fail rate from the beginning. Note to self, make sure the lid is all the way open on your hand sanitizer. So after I cleanse my hands, I'm going to go in with my NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. I have been really loving this primer recently. Even though it's oil-free, which is targeted more towards those with oilier skin, and I have dry skin, it really does a good job at smoothing out my texture issues. So I'm going to go in and press that all over my face. Then I'm going to go in with my Revlon Colorstay Whipped foundation. This claims to be a 24-hour wear. I don't know about that, but it is definitely long wearing. This is a foundation that I use a ton in the summertime because it can withstand the heat. It's medium to buildable coverage. It has a nice natural, almost matte finish. It's just absolutely beautiful. And with my Morphe G6 brush, I'm just going to go ahead and buff this into my face. Then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer. I've still not figured out what it is about this concealer that I love so much, but I reach for this more than any other drugstore concealer. For that matter, high-end, low-end, this is one of the best concealers that I own. So I'm going to go ahead and put this under my eyes, on my chin, bridge my nose, up on the forehead. Basically anywhere that I either just need a little more coverage or I want to do a little highlighting on my face. And this is actually an old school crown brush that I'm using to apply it. So if I can find this guy anywhere online, I will link it down below. So then I'm going to set everything down with my e.l.f. High Definition Powder. This is $6 at Walmart, and it's one of the best setting powders I have ever used. Even though it's translucent, it almost has a brightening effect, so I love using this to set all the concealer that I just put down on my face. And if you're into the baking and cooking, I would highly recommend this powder. Next, I'm going to use my Coastal Scents Camouflage Palette. This has, I believe, 10 concealer shades, and they range from very light to very dark, so this is perfect for cream highlighting and contouring. So I'm going to use a Morphe G30 brush, and I'm going to work that underneath the cheekbones and start blending it upwards. I'm also going to take that along my hairline, up on the forehead. This palette was only a couple of dollars at Ross Dress for Less. I'm not sure what it is on the Coastal Scents website, but it's really good for cream highlighting and contouring. Then I just went back over with my foundation brush to make sure everything was blended out. And then on that concealer brush, I took a little bit lighter concealer shade and just sharpened up the bronze contour situation we have going on. That way you can really see the definition in those areas. Then I'm going to go over top with my City Color Contour Effects palette. I love using both of those shades together, the contour and the bronze, because it just gives me the perfect color. And I'm going to go over to set what I've used for the cream, contour, and bronzing. Plus it's also going to blend out that harsh line that I just created. And then whatever was left on the lid of that e.l.f. high definition powder, I'm going to take that on a Real Techniques buffing brush and just kind of go all over the face just to blend everything out. This powder also does a great job at further smoothing any texture issues you have. I love this. Alright, the NYX HD Eye Base. This stuff will make your eyeshadow last for 42 days. Okay, maybe not that long, but it definitely helps to not make my eyeshadows crease and move around throughout the day. A little bit goes a long way. Again, high and low end, this is one of the best eye bases. And then whatever's left on that brush from the high def powder, I'm just going to set the eye base down so it's not tacky. Then I'm going to use the NYX Avant Pop Nouveau Chic eyeshadow palette. We're going to start out with this pretty peachy shade, and I'm going to use that as my transition color. So working that all throughout my crease. I'm using a Morphe G17 brush, which is just this big, fat, fluffy, dense blending brush. I love the Gunmetal collection from Morphe. And I'm kind of bringing that shade up towards my eyebrow, not necessarily into my inner corner of the socket of my eye. Kind of keeping that high up on my crease when I blend it inwards. Then I'm going to go in with this pretty cranberry-ish purple shade. And on a less dense but still fluffy blending brush, I'm going to keep this low in my crease, and I'm really going to focus the shade, the darkness in the outer portion of my eye, really building out that outer V, because that's where I want the most intensity and darkness for this look. Then I'm going to go in with this, it's like a chocolatey brown with almost like a purpley undertone, and this is the Morphe M433 brush. Very similar to like a MAC 217, but I'm going to use this shade to further help build out and deepen that outer V color. Then I'm going to take a Duo Fibre blending brush from Real Techniques just to make sure that there are no harsh lines. Then on a flat shader brush, it's like an iridescent light purple. I'm going to pack that all over, not all over, but on my lid. I'm going to keep it towards like the inner third, maybe half of my lid. This eyeshadow does not need any Fix Plus, or it shines bright like a diamond all by itself. So pretty. Then I'm going to go to the brows. So I'm going to take the NYX Tame Frame. I'm using the shade Brunette. I love using products like this as a tacky base to begin building my brows. That way anything I put down on top of it will really adhere to it. So with a Sonia Kashuk eyebrow brush, like I said, I'm just going to build out the base and start to really form the shape of my brows. Then I'm going to go in with the NYX, is it the Microbrow? Yeah, the NYX Microbrow pencil. This one is in ash brown, just to define my brow. And then on top I'll go on, this is a Salon Perfect brow powder quad. I bought this at Walmart years ago. I forgot I had it, but I love the shades in this little quad palette. So I'm just going to further fill in the brows. And then lastly, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. This is a great mascara. It has little fibers in it, which will set down your brow hair, but even further fill in your brows. All right, let's move on to the lower lash line. I'm going to start out with that cranberry-ish purple shade, and with a Morphe, I think it's an M506 brush. I'm going to be pretty messy on the lower lash line because I do want it to be very smoky, so not being too precise. But then I will go in with a pencil brush on top so that I can get it like right along the lash line using that purpley brown shade. Then out of nowhere, I took a Sonia Kashuk. This is the Ion Neutral Matte Palette. And it's like a light creamy beige shade. I'm going to use that as my brow bone and inner corner highlight. I wanted a matte shade on my brow bone. Okay, then the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I like to use this in areas where a lot of oil tends to break through, especially this time of year. So sides of my nose, chin, forehead. And then for blush, I'm going to use the Milani Rose blush in Tea Rose. And that's the Morphe G8 I am using to apply it. This is a great blush for any makeup look. Then I decided that I wanted something in the waterline, so I chose, it's a Maybelline pencil. I think it's called Define A Line in brownish black. forgot I had it. It stayed all day in my waterline though. Glad I pulled this guy out. Then I'm going to curl my lashes. This is a Revlon lash curler. I had a few people ask me in other videos. And then I do run through my lashes with a spoolie. And for mascara, I am using my Maybelline Lash Sensational. Fan myself off. It was hot the night I filmed this. But I swear, the drier this mascara, the formula gets, the better it is. I've had this mascara open for a little while now, and I'm tempted to almost go buy a new one and open it so that way by the time I get to that one, it's kind of dried out a little bit. Does that sound stupid? So I'm going to finish up the lower lash line with mascara. Then I'm going to use a City Color Contour Highlight Stick. I've used this before, but it turned out a little bit chunky today. I don't know if that's because I just had too much powder on my face, but this is a really nice highlight. You can be somewhat subtle with it or build it up and make it pretty intense. But I did decide to go on top of it. I used the Sonia Kashuk Chic Luminosity Bronzer Highlighter Duo. And I'm using a Morphe M501 brush to apply that just around the brow bone and then down onto my cheekbones. Then I'm going to use this e.l.f. lip stain. Totally forgot I had this. I have a few of them, and since this video I've been using them a lot. I love these lip stains. $3. Then I'm going to use the Rimmel Exaggerate lip liner. This one is an Eastend Snob. So I'm just going to line and partially fill in. Then I'm going to use the Maybelline Color Sensational Creamy Matte in Lust for Blush. Then I'm going to go on top, just dabbing it in with Mesmerizing Magenta, just to deepen up the color a little bit. Then finally, I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray, just to lock everything in place and make sure it stays all day. And that is it. This is our final look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I think this is the perfect look to transition us from summer into fall. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.